Everyone has a dream. Dreams can be formed at any moment in a person's life. Children who are naive to the ways of the world may dream of becoming astronauts or princesses. Young adults in high school may dream of becoming teachers or accountants. But in the end, the concept of dreams, reaching goals and finding success in life, is relative and abstract and different for everyone. These are the stories of 5 individuals and their dreams. Each person is at a different stage in reaching their dream, but they all have been drawn to an industry unlike many others: the entertainment industry. Musicians, performers, dancers, film directors, television producers, all careers in the arts that are included in the entertainment industry. This industry is not one where you work 8 hours a day and have evenings and weekends to yourself. When working in this field, you have to know what it means to hustle. While opportunities in the arts may be more limited compared to other industries, it is still possible to make it in this field. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, it is estimated that there were nearly 120,000 individuals employed last year as producers and directors, almost 10,000 employed as dancers, around 5,000 as choreographers, and approximately 40,000 individuals working as musicians and singers. And what better place to follow a dream of working in the arts than the city of dreams itself, Los Angeles, California. The Bureau of Labor Statistics found that California appeared in the top 5 locations for each of these occupations, making LA one of the hubs for music, performance, film, and television. These 5 individuals are examples of those who want to be a part of the statistics. They are all working in the city of Los Angeles to have a career in the entertainment industry. Each of these individuals face different roadblocks on their paths to accomplishing their goals, but they all have one thing in common. Each one is living the dream. With almost 120,000 people working as directors or producers in 2017, Christopher Watkins and Monica Benares hope to add to that number this year.
My name is Christopher Columbus Watkins III, and I am from Los Angeles, California. I started out studying computer science because I really wanted to program video games growing up. And I found out the work wasn't really what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. Coding is ridiculous. I was good at it, but it wasn't fun, it wasn't enjoyable, and I want to enjoy what I'm doing for the rest of my life. Seeing that I wanted to make video games that took people to different worlds and told stories, I transferred to film because you can do the same exact thing in film.
Chris is a 2017 graduate from the University of Southern California's School of Cinematic Arts. He obtained his Master of Fine Arts in Film and Television Production. However, his path to pursuing this career didn't start in the film industry.
I wanted to be a baseball player, but I injured my arm trying to throw away too many curveballs and do all this crazy stuff and not taking care of it properly. So I had to get a new dream. And even now, I found a way to put that into my current dreams.
Chris wrote a film titled Hats that premiered last December.
Hats is a story about basically a black baseball player growing up in the 90s. I still get to put baseball into my current dream of filmmaking and make a baseball film.
Born and raised in Los Angeles, Chris is surrounded by opportunities to work in television and film.
Given that LA is where you need to be for film and TV, and you don't really need to go anywhere else. Like, this is a feasible career path. So many people do this. There's been so many screenwriters, so many filmmakers, so many storytellers that have done it big and affected so many people. So I can do this. You need to be obsessed with your dream. If you really want to make it, like now, like I see what it takes to do what I want to do. So every single day I do something to move me forward in film. If it's one of my weaknesses, I like to bump it up and make it one of my strengths.
His goal after graduation is to pursue a career as a writer, editor, director, or producer.
I'd like to be the first person to win an Oscar in both editing and writing, or just two categories, editing and writing. Editing, directing, writing. Like I just want to do it all and gain maximum respect and have my have my name echo out the quality of my work, kind of, and just my name stand for the quality of work that I do.
3 months after graduating, Chris is working on a pilot for ABC.
Maybe film happened for a reason. I mean, I kind of saw it as a sign, literally and figuratively, when I walk out of my house where I live, I can look to the left and I see the Hollywood sign. Like, and it's like, maybe that's a sign. Like, I know it's a coincidence, but still, maybe that's a sign.
Unlike Chris, Monica Benares doesn't live next to the Hollywood sign, but she does have similar career goals.
My name is Monica Benares, and I'm from Santa Monica, California. I was actually born in the Philippines in a town called Iloilo City, and it was not the best neighborhood. It's kind of like, because the Philippines is kind of like considered a third world country, so it's not the best like life there. And so what I did when I was younger was I actually drew a lot. I was like an artist, but I had a really creative imagination, and that's kind of like where my interests lie, in that creative like scene, and like why I'm like so interested in like the entertainment industry, because you can like explore that with like film or TV. So I went to UC Berkeley up in Northern California, and I majored in media studies. And then here in Santa Monica, when you're like at the hub of like, well, Los Angeles, I guess, you're at the hub of like the film industry. It's kind of hard to not be inspired by what you're seeing.
Monica admits that there are challenges to pursuing a job in this field.
The business is very unstable and it's very precarious, so you never really know. And I think like if you want to be in this industry, you have to come in kind of knowing that. But for right now, for me, I think the important thing is like my dream goal is to just like work with creative people and learn with as much as I can from them.
Coming out from behind the camera, the entertainment industry also requires on-air talent. Many hope to fulfill a dream that may be relatable to what a lot of people wanted to do when they were young: become a rock star. Brooklyn Rose moved 3,000 miles to do just that.
I'm Brooklyn Rose, and I am originally from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and now I live in Los Angeles. I am singing and writing music. I have some amazing musicians that I play with, and I'm lucky to have them. We've been playing live shows.
Brooklyn writes and performs her own original music and records music videos for her songs.
Music has been my soulmate for my life, and in college I kind of got put on a different path just towards straight plays and acting, which is great and useful for performing, but I missed singing, and when I came out here I was doing some acting and it wasn't fulfilling me. As soon as you get on stage, it's a show, no matter what, so I know I would have come back to music no matter what. 18 days, 12 hours and some change, and I need you now. It's like after a show, if someone's like, you know, like the covers you did were dope, but your songs resonated with me. What? Huh? Like, thank you. Like, that just makes me feel so good. I just like to see people smile or connect with what I'm doing.
Brooklyn has to do more than just perform live shows to make ends meet.
You have to juggle so many different jobs when you're creative and trying to do this. So jumping around from babysitting to brand ambassador work and all of these things where it's like entertainers and performers, you don't work a 40-hour week. You work 60, 80, like it doesn't end. I tried to have other jobs and then I quit. But the only thing I've never quit and never wanted to stop doing is music.
She knew Los Angeles was the place where she would have a better chance of making her dreams come true.
If I wasn't out here, opportunities wouldn't happen the same way. I met this incredible pool of people that want the same things as I do, and they want to help out and they want to be creative, and that really made me fall in love with this place.
Brooklyn's passion for music motivates her to continue pursuing a life as a singer, whether she is or isn't successful.
Sometimes the idea of success is really scary, and because that means, oh my God, like work. and like the real work where it's you care, and caring can be scary.
Maxwell Carey plays bass in Brooklyn's band. He also embarked on a journey across the country to head to one of the major music capitals.
My name is Maxwell Carey. I'm from Germantown, Maryland, and I'm now living in Los Angeles, California. I started singing chorus back in elementary school before I could even remember. I joined my first band in middle school. I was just totally obsessed with music, but doing anything with it was always like sort of this out of reach thing that was, you know, so far beyond attainability. I went to Towson University. I studied sociology and got a bachelor's degree. I totally dropped music altogether.
Max stopped playing music for 5 years while in college until making a decision to return to what he loves to do.
I spent a tax refund on a guitar, a cheap guitar and a cheap bass and a cheap recording interface at, you know, the local music store. Fast forward a little bit further, I'm finding I'm staying up all night to you know, write and practice. It sort of clicked at one point. It's like, I haven't felt this kind of passion for anything like this in years.
With that, Max picked up his bags and drove across the country from Maryland to Los Angeles.
I sort of said to myself, you know, I can live with you know, trying this music thing and failing and knowing that, you know, all right, I really gave it an honest shot. I really put all my effort into it. I can't live with not knowing and not trying. I wanted to be that big, super famous rock star. And that's been one that I haven't been able to let go of.
LA poses its own challenges, but Max thinks the pros outweigh the cons.
It's not an easy thing to do, but the payoff, the people I get to work with and just the environment out here are just, you know, worth the price of admission, absolutely. California is something special, and specifically Los Angeles is something special. You will never see someone as effective, as good, or give as much of a damn about what they're doing if, you know, you ask them what they dreamed about as a kid and it's what they're doing.
Scranton native Fred Talixon has experience relatable to Chris and Monica as well as Brooklyn and Max. He has worked in the entertainment industry for over 35 years, both on and off the camera.
My name is Fred Talixon, and I'm originally from Scranton, Pennsylvania, and I live in Los Angeles, California. I'm a choreographer now. I also direct, I also write, I also produce. I thought I was going to be going to pre-med after I got to college, and I tried out for the musical, and I ended up being in the show singing and dancing. Thought to myself, why am I going to be a doctor? I want to be in music, I want to sing, I want to dance, I want to be in show business, which I think a lot of people think. The more I discovered what it was like to be on stage and what it was like to be in musicals, I just loved it. I started taking dance at Gail Erkley Dance Studio.
Gail Erkley is a dance teacher and choreographer in Jessup, Pennsylvania.
I met Fred at the University of Scranton. Fred had never danced before, but he was a really good acrobat. And I said to him that if he would come to my studio and let me train him, that he would be a professional dancer within 2 years. And he was.
Gail encourages her dancers to work hard to pursue a career in dance, despite the challenges.
And I think that wanting to have a career as a professional dancer is risky because a lot of times they're looking for types. I tell my dancers when they want to go pro that they have to really work. They can't just take one class a week and expect to work on Broadway. You have to give up a lot, and a lot of people, they're afraid. They're afraid to try it.
Fred wasn't afraid to try.
There's no degree in performing arts that guarantees you a job when you get out. So you really have to get in the mix with all of the people who are going to the auditions and who know all the shows. If you want to get a job like me in the arts, you have to have a regular job to pay for everything. Or you have to go to a city that you don't know anyone there. You have to find your way around. I thought I was going to have to get a regular job and just pay my bills and be responsible. And once I started to really do some of these things, in the arts, it's like this fire, it clicks inside of you and you just know, this is my thing. I just know it.
While performing, it didn't take Fred long to decide he wanted to live in LA.
When I started working, I was in shows in New York, but I also got to do shows that traveled. And I sort of traveled all around the country on tour. I traveled out of the country, and that's what really opened my eyes to the world. I did a show on tour and we came to Los Angeles. I got off the plane. It was so beautiful. And I just felt, this is it, I'm home. And so after the tour was over, I moved here. I think if you want to make it big and you want to really compete with the most talented people, you come to LA and you go to New York, because that's where you're going to really get developed to the level that you need to be, that you could go to any city or any job and be on top of your game.
While Fred enjoyed performing, he later realized he wanted to be involved with behind-the-scenes production.
I always, when I was younger, thought I was going to be a performer. I wanted to be famous. I wanted to be rich. I wanted my name. And you know, as I went along, that was fun, but I really loved creating the whole show. I started choreographing, which was something I loved doing because it wasn't just making up dance steps. It was the camera angles and what they wore and how you would look at something. And then I started getting more interested in producing so that you could be the person to decide what kind of lights you want in the background or what do you want them to wear. And I started directing and choreographing. Only performing, I realized I wanted to do the other thing behind the camera that no one knows necessarily if you did it or you didn't do it. There's more of a joy to knowing that people don't know that you did that, but you know that you did that, and the people there know you did it, and then you just go home and you become a normal person again.
Fred believes that his hard work and motivation are the reasons for his success.
The harder you work, the further you're going to go and the better jobs you're going to get. And so that motivation for me is really simple. No matter what I want to do, whether it's in my career or in my life, I realize the way to get to it is by working really hard, and the harder I push myself, the faster I'll get there and the better I'll be. And so I think as a dancer, it's a built-in, your motivation. I worked for Disney and Universal Studios. I was so lucky to get nominated for 3 Emmys for choreography. I've won some choreography awards. I've choreographed and directed shows that are all around the world, and they're still happening.
No matter who you are or what your goals are, hard work, motivation, and loving what you do will take you a long way to achieving your goals. That's exactly what these 5 individuals are doing, living the dream.
It's because everybody needs a dream. Everyone needs a plan, and no matter where you are in your life, no matter how hard things, you can dream of where you want to be or what you want to learn or how you want to help people. And when you discover this flame for something that you have a passion for, that's your dream. But the success is not in the achievements. The success is in just that you're doing what you love every day.